Hear your voice.
Thank you for joining another special edition of the show. Thank you for joining the TWF podcast. Back after an extraordinary weekend in the world of professional wrestling. At this point, Trent, just in the world of entertainment, let's be honest.
Yes.
I am your host, BangEm South, Jason Fastkade, and I am joined by my bestest co-host in the world, the best in the world, the guy with the better gimmick than Jericho, the man, Trent Willams. The only guy that I know that was unsatisfied with the Women's Royal Rumble because Caitlyn and Eva Marie were not in it. More on that later. Trent, like I said, dude, we got a lot to cover, man. I mean, we're going to go from A to Z. Are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
Let's stop stalling and get right into the show. Trent, I wanted to start from what happened on Saturday, but we had some developments last week just leading up to the big Royal Rumble weekend. Where are we going to kick off the show, man?
We're going to talk about the announcement made by Vincent Kennedy McMahon that for some reason he is bringing back the XFL.
Okay, now Trent, I know that you're not a sports guy. I'm a huge sports fan, stupid big football fan. Do you remember the XFL the first time around?
I do.
Okay, did you watch any of it or what? Like, what was it?
I got about halfway through the first game and I said, "Man, this ain't nothing."
Okay, so the first incarnation of it had it was very WWE centric, as probably the next one will be. But they had wrestlers on there. Yeah, they had wrestlers on there. They had it was very violent. Like it was true football, but you had a lot of gimmicks, right? Like instead of kicking it off or doing a coin flip, you had two guys fighting for a ball in midfield. Seemed good at first, but then people got injured because they was really, fighting for it. The Super Bowl was like this $1 million game. You had different types of timeouts and challenges and everything like that. But as we saw from the 30 for 30, a lot of what was in the XFL gradually, became part of the current NFL product, like the camera and being inside the actual huddle. Those things were kind of cool.
Right.
So this time around, he promises it will be less raunchy, I guess, and more family friendly. Really, man, out of what I could gather, with it still being 2 years away, people are addicted to football, right? Mm-hmm. And after the Super Bowl, you go into a little bit of a lull, and people start to have withdrawals because unless you're a baseball fan, and basketball is not in the postseason, there's no sports to watch other than golf, I guess.
Yeah, or maybe NASCAR.
Or NASCAR, right? NASCAR. So football fans, you're leaving football fans hanging for 4 or 5, 6 months. What he's proposing is like an 8-team league, 10 weeks, I think, 2-hour football games. Mm-hmm. So out of this, I'm thinking you probably get like maybe the D League, some kind of arena football-ish type game. If you're not making it any safer and you're not doing any extra gimmicks, it's really just going to be for the guys that can't make the NFL but can still, stay on the radar, and for people who are really hungry for football, man.
Yeah. Or perhaps people that have been, exiled from the XFL. I mean, from the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, listen, back in the day for NFL, they had NFL Europe. They had when they still have the Canadian League. Right. Even if at one point, our president was involved with the USFL, which was, a distinct league from the NFL. So it can happen. You can't go, mano a mano with them during the season,
No.
But I think after the season, when you have all those college players that just finished and didn't get drafted and are looking for a payday, let's be honest, you can definitely put a product on the field that people will probably watch.
Yeah. Well, the first time around, did he do it during the NFL season, or did he do it around the same time? He's wanting to do it now.
I don't remember, but I do remember it was on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, like, back then college football wasn't as heavy. So even if he did do it during the current NFL season, he did it on Saturday. So like it I don't think it really went up against the NFL. And if I'm wrong and he did it after the season, then that's just what it was. People still watched. I watched because I was a wrestling fan, and they had a lot of cool stuff going, man. Like not custom jerseys, but crazy names on the back of the jerseys, and they like the camera was the camera was always in a player's face like all the time. So like you didn't really have, like, you were right in the game. You didn't have a 50 feet of separation between the game and the big screen. So we'll see what happens this time around.
Didn't he want his players to have like a personality and a character like somebody would on wrestling?
Yeah, and I mean, but see, that's the thing. I don't think that hurt anything. Like, all that did was help, man. And I mean, even after it folded, you had people wearing those jerseys because the jerseys look way better than NFL jerseys. Like, everything that he did minus the product was pretty cool. It was very innovative, and it left a mark on what you could do in the NFL just to go outside of the traditional box. But I mean, listen, it was a Vince McMahon product. He wanted characters, right? He didn't want just a traditional football player that didn't know how to talk or cut a promo. So every person or every player on that field was trying to get the camera's attention so they could do something crazy and get known, man. And then, point to the back of their jersey,
Yeah. And I think one of the funniest things that came out of that press conference or that announcement that he made was, nobody wants to sit through a 3 or 3.5 hour football game. We're going to make ours about 2 hours. And everybody's like, well, you make us sit through 3 hours of Raw every week.
That's the one thing everyone's saying. I don't think that he really paid attention to that. But like, hey, nobody wants to sit through a 3 hour football game, but nobody can stay asleep during Monday Night Raw. I don't know, like, honestly, the 2 hour game, that's gonna be a fast game, man. Like, that's that's gonna be a pretty fast game. And unless they're scoring like 40 or 50 points, we will see what's gonna happen with the actual game. But that whole 3 hours versus 2 hours thing, that kind of hit them wrong.
Yeah. So that's the XFL. Look for that coming in 2 years.
Yeah, and by the time that it comes out, man, and maybe it doesn't, the landscape will change, right? Yeah. So everything he's promising now, he may go back on, or slightly change it. But he's talking about family friendly and not having politics in it and everything like that. Good luck.
Yeah.
So we will see. But I will probably watch this because I'm a big football fan, man. And if he's gonna get old relics and just people who still have a name, I would at least watch it for the first couple of weeks, see where it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some wrestling now.
Yeah, enough of that football crap.
All right, so dude, Saturday, and let's be honest, I was out of the town over the weekend. So Saturday, I missed TakeOVer, but of course our resources are phenomenal. So as soon as I was done doing what I needed to do, I came home, or I went back to the hotel and watched TakeOVer. I didn't watch it in its entirety until like Monday, but definitely saw the last. I wanted to see the last match because that was the intrigue, right? What was going to be the last match, right? Was Ciampa going to interfere during the Gargano Almas match? Was Ember Moon and Shayna going to be the last match? Where would the tag team match be? So how did you feel overall about the I call it the Rumble takeover?
Yeah. It probably wasn't overall, it probably wasn't one of the best takeovers, but it was decent. And then like once the main event after that was over, that main event really saved the show. Those two put on a fantastic match. Johnny Gargano, I said move over Bailey and move over Sami Zayn because we got a new underdog babyface with us.
Definitely. I thought that match was extremely long, but they were allowed to get in their 25 moves of death. So that was cool. And it was ultimately.
I like that it was more fast paced. Like I don't think we've had a fast paced like main event like at NXT since like maybe Balor and Neville or Zayn were around.
Yeah, it was definitely a faster paced match versus the slower pace slugfest that we usually get, right? But that was the thing that I was looking at when the match started. You got a smaller guy, and then I don't want to say a luchador, but a very athletic almost, so they could do a lot more. They went any and everywhere around the ring. So it was a very entertaining match. It was like 30, 45 minutes long, but it's cool. It was a very cool match.
Yeah, I think it was like 33 minutes. Oh, what did you think about the Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae part of the match? I like that.
Listen, I love actually having pivotal players in a match, right? Even the spot where people interfere and they say, "You're out of here," that's cool to me. When she jumped the railing and speared her, I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That's awesome." Listen, all that added to the match, man. At some point, you thought Gargano was going to win. At some point, you thought almost, killed Gargano 7 times. So it was it lived up to main eventing a takeover, and there wasn't a letdown. It was definitely not a letdown match to go on last. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and then I think they did a good job holding the Ciampa thing until right at the end.
Yeah, because everyone knew, but they didn't know how. And when we do our predictions, we give our predictions, and we also say how. We want to tell you where they're possibly going, but we still watch because we want to see how it's going to go down. And for it to seem like, well, is this Gargano's last match in NXT? Like him and his girl walking up the ramp and everything, and then just out of nowhere, boom, Ciampa just freaking breaks a crutch over him and just stands over Gargano with the brace on his, I think it was a gold brace, looked freaking awesome. That was a way that you end the show, dude. And less was more in that instance. He didn't need to pile driver him and throw him off a tape. He didn't do any of that crazy stuff. It lived up to expectations because everyone knew it was going to happen, and it happened at the end of the match to make that moment even bigger.
Yep. So my little creative mind was thinking how they could make this a really good feud. And what I would do is at Mania TakeOver, I'd have Gargano get beat like worse than he did here, like beat up by Ciampa, and have Candice LeRae throw in a towel. Then you do like a thing where he's out injured real bad, and it's like showing videos of him like coming back and getting ready to come back to the ring. And then at somewhere along the way between Mania and SummerSlam, I'd have Ciampa win the title. And then at SummerSlam, which at NXT Brooklyn 4, I'd have Gargano beat Ciampa for the title in the last man standing match.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so you're basically doing the reverse of what they have. So at Mania, at Mania, Ciampa beats the hell out of him again and sends him off injured, right? And then obviously, they build up Ciampa because he's obviously your top badass. And then him and Gargano finally meet up in at SummerSlam. Hopefully, Ciampa is the champion at that point, or at least Ciampa has a shot at the championship, and Gargano screws him over there, and then we get a couple more months of them going back and forth. So it's obvious the focus is definitely there. They have a spot on any takeover card now, and the interest is there. I was a little shocked that the interest, they were able to hold that interest because Ciampa was out for a while, dude. But they have a spot, and if they keep stretching it out, and with NXT, you can definitely stretch things out over 3 or 4 months. So they shouldn't have a problem doing that, man. But they will be on takeover cards, for the Mania takeover card, and then probably the SummerSlam Brooklyn card.
Yeah, and then they'll have one in between Mania and SummerSlam, which will probably be at the Money in the Bank.
Do they? What is that? Like, is that a takeover Money in the Bank, or is that a takeover NXT? Like, what is that? Because I don't remember them doing like a money.
Well, see, I think it's the first year they're going to make they're going to make Money in the Bank like one of the big five.
Okay,
So it's going to have like the big atmosphere like the other four do.
Okay. Nah, yeah. I remember the big four. I definitely remember the big four, and then I remember like the O2 London one. That was one. And then like the NXT takeovers. But yeah, that'll be cool, man. That'll be real cool.
Yep. Other matches on the card. How did you enjoy the Shayna Baszler Ember Moon match?
Like I said, I watched everything in its entirety on Monday. So and we'll get to the Rumble, but you see Ember Moon come out with like a taped left arm, but she appears on NXT with this this outfit with some kind of shield on her right arm. So I just thought that was a little funny. But no, man, listen, the Shayna Baszler Ember Moon match was very good. It's still a moment. It's still growing, right? So when she attacks her after the match, it just leads to probably another rematch and an ongoing feud. So I thought it was very, very good. I thought the stunner off the top and then the her saying, "Oh, I'm so injured," that took a little too long. But I thought it was good, man. I thought it was solid. Didn't have a problem with it because it kept advancing the storyline.
Yeah, and Ember Moon, she finally did it. She's finally won me over between her performance at TakeOver and in the Rumble match. I believe I'm finally on the Ember Moon bandwagon.
I just want to say that, and listen, if you're a listener of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, you know it. 9 times out of 10, Trent's right. 7 times out of 10, I'm right. Let's be honest about that. But I was the one that said you're going to see a lot of NXT people in the Rumble, and dark sure happened. So I was amazed, but I was impressed that they actually did. Like they put guys and gals from NXT into the Rumble, because all you're doing is having those face-offs and those cute little moments. So that was really cool, man. That was really cool. But back to the NXT takeover women's match, solid. The tag team match starting off the show. What did you think about that?
I thought it was a good way to start the show. I mean, it was a pretty good match. It didn't make it where the rest of the show couldn't follow it. I thought Authors of Pain looked really good. I think they're really ready for the main roster now. Akam did a good job selling his leg, and really good match.
Yeah, that's the literally the same thing I was thinking, man. You had them finally, going to that injury angle and showing they could perform with a deficit. The tag team match didn't live up to the bar that we have for like the revival of American Alpha and all that other stuff. But yeah, it was a good solid match. I think it let off because there would have been a letdown with the Velveteen Dream and Flabby Ono match. Like, get him off the screen. No, just get him off the screen, man. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm just not a fan of Flabby Ono. Huge fan of Velveteen Dream. Huge fan of the fact that he has somehow he has a chick now. I was sour on the whole, alternate lifestyle gimmick that he was pushing. Don't know why he has a bodyguard, I guess. I don't
to hold a pillow.
Yo, so
bodyguard to hold a pillow.
Yeah, so I haven't watched NXT for at least 2 months. Are those persons on your regular NXT screen, or is that like just an entry, like a first time? Okay. So maybe we'll see those folks or whatever. But yeah, it was really cool with seeing her and that other dude. So and that lived up to expectation. It was gonna be a solid match. Wasn't anything spectacular, but it was a solid match.
Yeah. And then the Adam Cole, Baby, and Aleister Black match.
I thought it was cool, man. It was a Extreme Rules match, so those could get a little clunky. Black Mass hit him on the shoulder versus the face. But it was like there was blood, it was carnage, man. It was a freaking car wreck. I don't even know how you judge those anymore if there's not 17 tables broken, ladders out, blood, and nobody able to stand when the match is over with. So I thought it was par for the course with what you get.
Yeah. 2 of the spots that stood out to me in that match was the electric chair. It wasn't electric chair drop, it was electric chair throw sort of thing. Man, it looked like it hurt. But not as
Yeah.
much as the fireman's carry slam onto the backs of the two chairs.
Yeah, that was nasty too.
That one made me cringe.
It was a lot of questionable spots in that match, man. I mean, they pushed the envelope. They definitely pushed the envelope. And it was like no other handicap hardcore match we've ever, or Extreme Rules match, however you want to say it, that we've ever seen before. So that was a good spot to put it like right in the middle. But yeah, that was some gruesome stuff, man.
Yeah, and then I guess the last thing we should talk about from TakeOver is the new signings in the audience from War Machine, Ricochet, and EC3.
See, here's the thing, though, and we got so much to get to. I like the fact that they recognize them by what their title is now.
Yeah,
I thought that was awesome. You're gonna acknowledge War Machine. You're gonna acknowledge Ricochet. That's awesome. Like, that's cool. Why can't you acknowledge Rockstar Spud?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing I don't get. And if those names change, then fine. Like if War Machine is, Military X and Ricochet is I don't know, PC Man. I don't know. Like, that's cool.
What those little bouncing balls you throw up in the air and they bounce all over the place? That's what they should call him, whatever them things are called.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, I think we're back in the day, maybe you did it because you wanted. I don't know why they did it back in the day. Let's be honest about it. But with Twitter and everything like that, it's more respectable if you at least acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this guy's Twitter handle is going to change because he's now known as something else, then that's, effing up his following. But if you at least acknowledge it, like they did with the Kenta thing, and then the Finn Balor thing, like that's a way that you can smooth it over. But at least start off on the right foot,
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder, like, if he keeps EC3, if they'll ask him what the 3 stands for, because that was supposed to be a whole thing where he was DC Carter's nephew.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they do. Like, Ricochet has to say Ricochet or Prince something. He's not gonna be Prince Puma. War Machine, they can't be anything else.
Right.
Like, they got to be War Machine. EC3, they're probably going to change that with the whole DC Carter thing, but I don't know. He'll be something.
Derek Bateman or something.
Yeah, that sucks though, man. Like, that's like EC3 worked. I never knew what the 3 was. I didn't really care, but Ethan Carter, maybe he can be just Ethan Carter, but EC3 sounds so much better.
Yeah, it does. All right, I guess we can get into the Rumble now.
Yeah, so as far as TakeOver, like I said, I didn't get to see TakeOver live, but stemming from what I saw from the last match, and I didn't even get to see Roy. Oh no, dude! Let me ask you this, because this is a different way to start the whole reaction phase. Obviously, we get the 2 Rumble matches, Kane and Brock and Braun, right? Okay, just that alone, right? With the placement of those matches, right? Because I only saw. I'll get to what I saw, but from the placement of those matches, did you see the crowd participation just dwindle outside of those 3 matches?
Yeah, because especially for the Raw Tag Title match, it was pretty much like they were exhausted after going through that Rumble.
Right. Right.
I think they would have been better if they would have put the triple threat match right after the Rumble.
See, so and let me try to figure out what the order was again, right? So I caught it, and this is literally where I caught it. Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Finn, I think somebody else. They were in the ring, like they had entered at that time. When I saw it again, it was around maybe 24, 20, 25. But literally after that match, the next match was the Raw Tag Team match.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Raw Tag Team match, and in addition to Jason Jordan getting quote unquote injured, was dead.
Yes.
I mean, nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Well, there's 2 reasons why nobody cared about that match. 1, it was right after the Rumble, and 2, 3 of the 4 people, which was the 3 that were actually working most of the match, were in the Rumble match. So why do they need to see them again?
That's the one thing, and this goes into placement. This definitely goes into placement. But when you do that, you're setting yourself up for, okay, we're going to test this out. It doesn't matter what we're going to do. We're going to test it out. At the end of the day, people only care about the Rumble matches anyway, right? But at the same time, dude, you still have the tag match, and then they had the triple threat, and then it was the Women's Rumble, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's the one thing I didn't understand. Why not just put all of your secondary matches first, before the Rumbles, have the Rumbles, like Seth Rollins standing there for a pretty long time. Sheamus got kicked out in like 2 seconds, and Cesaro was in there for a while. So I don't know, man. Like, just don't put them in. Like, don't put them in. But the crowd was so dead. Like they fell asleep. Or everyone was like, this match doesn't mean anything, man. And then when Jason Jordan gets injured, it's like, dude, this really doesn't mean anything. The triple threat was a train wreck. That was a train wreck.
I like the match. I mean, it was a train wreck, but we figured it'd be a train wreck.
Yeah, I was so thrown off by the fact that they were still working that same rate that they did on Monday, where everybody was just going way too fast.
Yeah.
Braun knees Brock, and then Brock just straight punches him, just straight jabs him. But no, it was a cluster. Like you said, we knew it was gonna be a cluster. We knew it was gonna be a bunch of monsters, marching around in the ring, and that's what we got. I think the crowd was there for that because Braun was in it and everything like that.
That match would have been dead without Braun.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then we get the Women's Rumble. Now the Women's Rumble, I think like that livened up too. Like the audience was definitely there for that. But no, I just wanted to get your take on it, man, because I didn't watch anything other than those 4 matches. And then so the start of the card, right? I guess we got the SmackDown tag champs.
WWE title match starting the show.
I didn't see that. Were they into that?
Oh yeah, they're pretty into it. Yeah.
Okay, and then what was next?
The Usos match, SmackDown tag titles.
Okay, and then what was after that?
The Rumble match, the Men Rumble.
Okay, so I only missed 2 matches, but yeah, man. After those Rumbles, they were dead. They were dead. Like I would have put all those other matches first. The Men's Rumble, then the triple threat with Brock and Braun, and then the Women's Rumble. And obviously the Women's Rumble, they saved that for last. Rousey was on, blah blah blah, right?
Right.
But yeah, it was a little weird sequencing of the order there.
Yeah, and I think they'll have to figure that out because they're not used to doing it with 2 Rumbles, I guess.
Yeah, like the biggest thing was Ronda was gonna be there, so like I don't know, like if the women went on before the Men's Rumble, I think you would have had a little bit more energy because people were excited. But I don't think they would have been dead tired like what they were after the Men's Rumble, because the Men's Rumble, I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but it had a lot of moments, dude. It had a lot of freaking moments. So going into the Women's Rumble, like you were just prepared for anything at that point. But the lull in between was just terrible.
Yeah, and another thing with these Royal Rumble matches is these undercard matches have to be like absolutely spectacular because the people are there to see the Rumble matches. They don't care as much about the undercard matches. Even some of the title matches they don't really care for, like the world title matches.
Well, see, that's the thing though. That's why I would think that you would have matches go on first and not see those superstars again. Because with Seth, Cesaro, and Sheamus, nobody cared. You saw it before, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't Stone Cold where he can come out there 5 times in a night and people just pop every single time. Like I would have put those guys on first, but not have them in the Rumble and just replace them. And I mean, I guess you can't do that with Seth, but you probably couldn't have gotten away with it with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would have done like I probably would have done like the 2 out of 3 falls match first, and then put on the Raw tag titles, then the WWE title, then the Men's Rumble, then the Universal title, and finish with the Women's Rumble.
Right. I mean, that's what makes sense. But that's me. Like that's me. Like you said, they could have been testing it out. Maybe you didn't want the triple threat to follow the Men's Rumble. The Women's Rumble pretty much stood on its own. But in true bathroom break form, the Raw tag team match was a bathroom break. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just, that's how it happens. But
I bet all the women was like, ha ha, how do y'all like being the bathroom break? We're the main event now. Y'all are the bathroom break.
I mean, even when Seth did the frog splash on the bar, like both of, I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Like you can hear people clicking or texting on their cell phones. It was so solid in there.
Yeah.
But that's what happens, man. Like, and I didn't know if it was just me thinking that, like, is there, like, I thought something was wrong with my audio. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, but they were just dead, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Yeah. So I guess we can go match by match real quick and talk about each match. Styles versus Owens and Zayn. What do you think?
I didn't see it. Like, I still haven't watched it back. No, I just saw those 4 matches, and that was it.
It was an okay match. I mean, I'm not too crazy on handicap matches. The finish comes when, let's see, Zayn is in the ring and he's trying to make a tag to Owens, but he never makes it. But somehow the referee gets distracted. I think he gets poked in the eye or hit in the eye, and he thinks Owens tagged in anyway. So Styles ends up pinning Owens when he's not even the legal man. So we still have another referee made the wrong decision finish, which they're getting a lot of now these days.
Yeah, that's the whole gimmick for Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the gimmick. Yeah, I saw that on SmackDown, and I mean that you had to have it happen some way, dude. Like there wasn't gonna be a way that Sammy and Kevin won it.
Right.
But there wasn't a way to get out of it with like a disqualification. So that's the way that you do it.
Yeah, and I thought when that happened, because Daniel Bryan's been kind of on their side, I thought for sure he would come out and say the referee messed up or something, but he didn't.
Nah, you got 17 hours of Royal Rumble coverage, man. we gotta go. Like we'll handle this on Tuesday night.
Yeah. So I rated it 3 1/4 star.
All right, what about the tag match? Blue Brand tag match.
The Usos?
Yeah.
The first fall was really, really good and it was really long.
Okay.
And then the second fall didn't last but a couple of minutes, and the Usos won in 2 straight falls.
Yes, they swept them. I mean, listen, Gable and Benjamin are not Gable and Jordan Dash Angle. It's just not.
Or Haas and Benjamin.
Or Haas and Benjamin. Jeez, I forgot about them. Yeah, or Haas and Benjamin. It's just not working. I mean, they're just not credible. So yeah. I wasn't shocked, and I'm finally glad that we got a sweep in a 2 out of 3 falls match, because you get kind of tired of waiting to the 3rd fall. I mean, if it was an entertaining match, then cool, but why not have shockers like that, man? Like you said, everybody's waiting for this Royal Rumble, man. Let's get these matches over with and let's get out of here.
Yeah, so we can go to the men's Royal Rumble now. So you only seen it once. It was like number 25 or something. Is that what you said? Yeah,
I went back and did I go back and watch? Yeah, I went back and watched it because I wanted to see who was number 1 and all that other stuff. Right. But yeah, I saw it when it was like 24, 25 or something like that. Solid Rumble. Like I said, I like the NXT entrance. I like almost the fact that he was in there. Obviously, you got to hype up Finn Balor with no face paint. I don't know why. Shinsuke, came to party. John Cena was clearly barking out orders. Shinsuke now. Thought that was hilarious. But the Rey Mysterio entrance was cool.
Holy crap, he looked good.
Yeah,
he looked like he's lost a bunch of weight.
Heck yeah. He looked like a 25-year-old. It was crazy.
He looked like WCW Ray.
Yeah, definitely. The Miz being in it, Dolph being in it.
That was a complete waste.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, just the suspense of who would be number 30. I'm probably losing some surprise. Any Hurricane. Surprises? Who?
Hurricane.
And honestly, I blinked and I missed it because it was that short. But her Hurricane was cool. Was there one more? It was Ray, almost Hurricane, and who else?
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, Adam Cole with what, taped up ribs.
Yeah.
So like that, I mean, it was cool. Like that stuff was cool. You didn't necessarily need like legends in there, even though Ray was definitely a legend. You didn't need like a Bob Backlund coming in there. You got the NXT guys, which was solid. That was really cool. But overall, it was a really good Rumble, man. And it came down to obviously the future versus the guys that are on top now and are probably overrated and over the hill. And you had the crowd, chanting back and forth. So that made the last seven guys pretty pretty special.
Yeah. One thing I loved about this match is they learned from when they were in Philadelphia in 2015 and they played to the crowd more this time as far as like having the internet favorites against the WWE top management favorites. I really like that. Like when Cena comes in, he gets beat down by all the younger guys.
Yep.
And then at the end when they have like Balor and Nakamura on one side and then, Cena and Reigns on the other. And then the fact that they let Nakamura eliminate both Cena and Roman, that was pretty cool.
Listen, I'm so happy for Shinsuke, but I'm a conspiracy theorist, man. Somebody's gonna have to do a lot of damn talking, man. I mean, like they're slowly letting him talk. Listen, if you're a fan favorite, if Shinsuke is your fan, what am I trying to say? If Shinsuke is your favorite, then you're gonna, say I can understand everything he's saying. But I know there's a country boy in Cottonwoods, Kentucky. It's like I don't know what that boy is saying. It's just it's a little hard to follow, but less is more.
Yeah.
And if he keeps saying the same thing over and over, maybe it'll just stick. Like no one's ready for Asuka, or when he says like. Need a face, yeah. So we'll see, man. But I was super happy for Nakamura, knowing that AJ Styles versus Nakamura is the only option that you have for a SmackDown WrestleMania title match.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, though. Like, and if it came from SmackDown, it had to be Nakamura. But I think this was one of those years where you knew who was the favorite, but you didn't think that the favorite would win. Like you really thought, somebody who had won it before would win. Maybe a Randy Orton, a John Cena would win, a Roman Reigns, the traditional crap. Yeah. But then, I wanted Nakamura to win, but I didn't think he would win, man. Like I really didn't think he would win. And knowing that he did win, I strongly doubt it headlines or does the last match.
No.
At WrestleMania. So that was the only bad part about it to me.
Yeah. Well, I think the field, the opportunity for somebody else, it became more, you didn't know who was going to win because earlier in the night they did say that the winner could face either champion. So I think that left the options open a little bit as far as who would win.
Right.
You could say Balor would win and he'd go face AJ or something.
Right. Or Cena would win and he would face Brock. It was stuff like that where you really didn't know what Miz could win and he would face AJ, or Miz could win and he could face Brock. You didn't know. You just did not know. But definitely glad that Nakamura won. And now we get to build that feud, over these next 2 months.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what did you think about the Heath Slater comedy thing they had at the beginning of the match?
I always like that stuff, man. I mean, it's a way for each entrant to, be different. They could I wanted Bobby Roode to do the glorious thing, right? Like I wanted definitely Shinsuke. I wanted Shinsuke to have the black entrance and but luckily the crowd sung the theme song and stuff like that. But them coming down and smacking Heath Slater, or I think Sheamus finally threw him in and then he throws him out. Stuff like that, it just adds to it, man. Versus them coming down and just walking down and running in. Yeah, Fat and Pan out of his
singlet.
Yeah, singlet. I was like, jeez, that's disgusting.
I don't know where them things are being.
That's crazy.
And then the Kofi elimination tease spot that we do every year, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. They need to just go ahead and admit that Kofi's never going to win a heavyweight title, but that was a pretty cool spot. And then we'll get to the Women's Rumble, but you had everything in it, dude. Like you had the face-offs, you had the surprise entrance, you had Balor going down to the last 4 or 5. So that was pretty cool. I can't say anything bad about this Rumble, man. And they definitely fed off the crowd in what they wanted to see. I do think the ECW Rhino, or just just the whole ECW thing kind of fell flat. Like, I think people are really over that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad they had only Rhino to represent him, who was already on the roster, instead of bringing in somebody else that we knew wouldn't win, had no chance of winning.
Yeah, like if you, I will say if they brought like Rob Van Dam in, I think that would have been cool. But yeah, if you brought like a Tommy Dreamer in, I would have been like, man, stop. Yeah. And I mean, like the whole like Rhino fell flat, you know, like nobody cared.
Although him and Rusev had a good little exchange there for a second, and it actually made me kind of want a Rusev versus Rhino match.
Dude, is Rusev Day a heel? I mean, a face now?
You would think he is. I don't know what he is. I think they want him to be a heel, but the fans ain't having it.
Because listen, we're in Philly, and for that week or that weekend, you think Rusev Day is a face because we're in Philly. Now next week he might be a heel. I mean, he made Kofi tap out on Tuesday night,
right?
But you couldn't it was still a mix. It was still a mix. But that's traditionally like a heel move. So we'll see. But yeah, Rusev Day, man. It was on and popping out there, man. It was cool. It was definitely cool.
And two other things. One thing, I was kind of sad when I seen this match was happening before the Universal title match because I knew there was no way Braun was going to be in it. And second thing, the final two sequence between Nakamura and Reigns, I think stands up there with the Undertaker Shawn Michaels final two sequence they had in 2007.
The final two with Undertaker. Well, I got you. I mean, it was a lot to watch, dude. Let me ask you this. How many times have you watched the Men's Rumble?
Twice.
Twice. Okay. All right, cool.
I think I've watched both of them twice.
Okay. No. I got you. I'll have to watch it again and see if I get that vibe. I was shocked. Dude, who were the last seven? Like, cause for some reason, at least I know the last six, but I think it was Finn and Nakamura, and then Rey, Randy, Cena, and Roman. Is that correct?
Right. That was the final six.
Final six. Who was the last seven?
Ziggler.
That's what it was. Ziggler. And Ziggler was Ziggler on that side where Finn and Nakamura were?
They didn't do that until after he was eliminated.
Okay. Yeah. So it was the four quote unquote old guys versus the two younger guys, right?
No, it was the three younger guys: Balor, Nakamura, and Reigns against Mysterio, Orton, and Cena.
Reigns was over. For some reason,
I wish they would have switched Mysterio and Reigns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kept thinking that Rey was over there with them, but okay. That's the one thing I keep messing up in my head when I watch it again. I'll have to watch it one more time because I definitely want to do a micromanaging of the last six guys. But overall, man, it was an outstanding Royal Rumble.
Yes, definitely better than the last time they were in Philadelphia.
Yeah. See what it does when you actually work with the crowd, man. Like, it makes the night better. It just does.
I also think somebody different laid the match out that hadn't been laying it out. I think they got Pat back in there to lay it out. I think like Jamie Noble and stuff had been laying it out the last couple of years, and I think they got him back on there to lay it out.
I don't know, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you should go with the heel champion and let a face Rumble entrant win it. I mean, like where you go wrong is when you let Roman Reigns wins it, or let a face win it in a territory that's heel friendly, right. And it just throws everything off. Like, you don't want, like when Randy Orton won Money in the Bank and people were just booing the hell out of him. He was a heel, and that they were rightly deserving of booing him, but that's how you end the show, with everybody just boo, and he's posing. It's like, why do you end it like that?
Yeah.
So, we'll see where they go from here. But when you give in to what the crowd wants, it makes the night look better, man.
Yep. Next match, we talked a little bit about it. The Bar against Rollins and Jordan.
Trash.
Yes. Also, I don't think I would be doing a concussion storyline right after you announced the revival of the XFL.
It was a questionable tactic, because I'm pretty sure you remember, I think it was Kurt, Rock, and Triple H, and then they put Kurt through a table and he's legitimately knocked out.
Right.
And they go like 15 minutes or something, and then he crawls back. Well, not crawls back in, but like he comes back out there.
Right.
You gotta do a little bit more than what you did to make it look believable, man. So
Right.
I like that's why it just didn't really hit home with anybody. And
Yeah, somebody said like blinking your eyes real hard and holding your head don't really show signs.
yeah, I mean, like, dude, go to the back. You know,
Yeah.
like if they wanted to really evaluate him for a concussion, they would have needed to take, you know, to make it look believable. They would or should have taken him to the back, and then because I thought they were doing that. I thought they were doing, you know, he's the son of Angle, so Angle got concussed, and then I thought they were doing that, but
Right.
then he just he walks around and he stumbles and then he's not even confident when he steps back onto the apron and tag himself in. And, you know, like I thought he was dancing when you know, kind of did a little shuffle and then kind of backed up. I thought that was what the kids are doing in the street these days. But nah, it didn't work, man. And given the fact that no one wanted to see that, or everyone was buying popcorn at that point and, you know, taking their kids to the bathroom, it just fell flat.
Or smoking a cigarette like you would after sex, because Rumble was about like it. I heard somebody talking about how like the Rumble was like the sex, and then like this match was like the period where you're just looking up at the ceiling fan, just trying to relax afterwards.
For me, that's going downstairs and grabbing a sandwich. But anyway, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Let's move on. The next match was a triple threat, right?
Yeah.
Triple threat. Triple threat was. I've said this before, man. We have two different classes of heavyweights. You got people that are technically above a certain weight, and then you got Braun, Brock, and Kane.
Mm-hmm.
People that move the ring when they hit the turnbuckles. People that are, you know, 6'7", 6'9", or whatever, 6'10", 6'11", 300, 400 pounds, whatever. It's a different feel, man. It's just a different feel. Like it's like watching the UFC fight and you saw a bantamweight and a welterweight, and then you finally get to see a heavyweight. So when that match happens, you know it's going to be chaos. You know it's not going to be a lot of wrestling moves and rest holds. It's going to be barbaric. It's going to be clubs thrown. It's going to be punches and stomps and kicks, tables, ladders, and chairs, and a bunch of craziness. So it lived up to,
And with Lesnar, a German suplexer too.
Right, and with Braun, a German suplexer too.
Yeah.
But no, it lived up to what it was going to be. It was a little clunky, and like it could have ended at any second, and it did in like 1 second. So I don't know what else to say, man. It was what we expected.
Yeah, but I think the thing we'll remember from this match is the knee to Brock's head and then punching Braun right in the temple of the head.
Yeah, like I think you'll remember that, and knowing that it ended like this, you'll remember when Brock's still in the ring, when Braun is still in the ring saying, hey, you didn't beat me, you know, knowing that's going to lead up to something, Elimination Chamber, Mania, something like that. I will say this, I don't want Braun to be champion, not because I don't want him to be champion. He's why you're tuning in on Raw. You want him to go absolutely crazy until he wins the championship, man. Like you want him to be the person that you know, Kurt's only gonna be around for a year. You want him to be the person that injures Kurt. You want your entire money's worth with Braun, and you can do that without him being champion. So sooner or later he'll get it, but let's just continue on this wave, man, on this wild ride that is Braun Strowman right now.
Yep. And now the Women's Royal Rumble match. Oh, one other thing I want to mention about the Men's Rumble match. Jerry Lawler was absolutely terrible on commentary, to the point where he got on my nerves.
What was there was four guys? Four guys out there? Who? Saxton?
Graves, Cole, and Lawler.
Okay. So at one point, Jerry Lawler says, hey, guys, can I get in here for a second? Was that one? Was that match?
I think so, yeah.
The funny thing about that was Jerry Lawler was an outsider. And I didn't pay attention to it until now, but you had those three working together and they didn't need Jerry Lawler. I mean, you know, like you had gotten accustomed to Cole being, you know, poop, Corey Graves being a star, and for some reason, Byron Saxton, you know, being a Special Olympics medal winner. So you got used to that. So Jerry Lawler just didn't fit.
No. What got me is he was doing the same stuff like that I remember him doing in like the 1999 Royal Rumble, where he's like, I picked this guy to win. Oh no, I picked this guy to win. And then somebody gets eliminated. Oh, he wasn't my pick after all. I picked this guy to win. Like that's the same stuff he was doing in 1999.
But you had everybody, like you got Saxton to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it, man. I didn't know what color he was supposed to provide. I didn't get it. You know, I was listening to it and it was Lawler being Lawler, but I didn't get it at all.
Yeah. I guess they figured since Stephanie's doing the women's rumble, they needed a guest to be for the men's rumble.
Was there 4 for the women's rumble?
Yeah, I think so.
Stephanie, who else?
I think it's the same 4, Stephanie, but instead of Lawler.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, Lawler was terrible. He wasn't terrible. Let me say that. I do have respect for the man.
He was Lawler.
He was Lawler, and you just didn't need him. Like you didn't need him out there. Like he didn't provide any oomph to the commentary team.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, Stephanie didn't bother me quite as bad as I thought she would.
Stephanie didn't say anything. She didn't say a dang thing. She was out there. I think they would try to get her into the comment. She didn't say a damn thing.
Mm-mm.
So, Leah, let's get into the women's rumble because I know this was your highlight.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
we have Sasha and Becky starting, which I guess was pretty good first 2. I would have had Sasha and Bailey, but
yeah. We see how special Bailey is now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember all these chicks, so yeah. Give me your thoughts on just the Rumble in general, entrance and face-offs and all the other good stuff, man.
Overall, it wasn't the best, and it wasn't quite as good as the men's Rumble, I don't think. But I think they did a pretty good job, and I think it was a success. There were a couple of girls that were pretty rough when they were in there, like a Tori Wilson and a Kelly, who obviously haven't got any better since the last time they were there.
Damn, Trent, go ahead. Tell us how you really feel, Trent.
But then on the flip side, there were other girls like Trish and Beth Phoenix who look like they could still go out there tomorrow and have a great match. Lita, she almost broke her neck again on the moonsault when she about landed on her head.
Jeez, yeah, I was like, damn, babes. Like but she doesn't get any air. Like,
right?
Lita does a back handstand. That's what she does.
Yeah.
It's not a moonsault. It's a back handstand.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
And probably the most shocking and most disappointing elimination of the night, Dana Brooke for some reason got to eliminate Kairi Sane.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was asking you. And this is why I gotta watch them again for the men's Rumble, and there probably were, but I don't think there were that many referees tied to the ring apron like there were in the women's match. So in the women's match, like they were stuck to the ring apron. And for the men's match, they were kind of just hanging out on the barricade. Right. But for the so that's like your comment about Dana Brooke, clearing the house. It just seemed like obviously the referees were coaching them on what to do. And I don't want to make this seem sexist or anything like that. You just got to think that when Dana Brooke clears the house, or like when Michelle McCool clears the house or whatever. So, they're saying, hey, this is what's next and blah, blah, blah. I will say like it had a different feel, man. It had different feel. You saw a lot of them, just sliding under the ring and, clearing the way. I don't think that took away from the Rumble, but like that was a strategy back in the day. And this time it was just like, like I'm out of the ring right now. I'm just,
I mean, at the point it actually become a little bit confusing because I forgot who'd been thrown out and who was still in the match. Because there were like 10 girls down on the floor. Right.
Like you had that aspect of it. So yeah, like I can see what you're saying.
That a lot of the girls were doing that I didn't like, where they were going to the top rope. Like, why would you go to the top rope in a Royal Rumble match?
I don't know. That was a little. We had a lot of questionable things happen. I mean, some of them were trying to get you had Ember getting the stunner, Lita doing her terrible moonsault, Molly Holly almost killing people with that ass. You had a lot of craziness, man. Trish got her
I love
spot in.
I
So
love when Naomi come out there and Nakamura, his thing was D to face, hers was ass to face because she was in the rear view on everybody.
On everybody, yeah. Dude, it's so much. Okay, so much to talk about. First of all, I didn't know Michelle McCool was that tall.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was that damn tall. Even on Raw 25, I was like, okay, but maybe in the ring she'll seem she's pretty damn tall.
Oh, yeah.
So all these other girls are freaking short. The other thing, besides them just rolling out to the ring apron, how the hell do they expect us to even take Tori Wilson and who was the other chick?
Kelly.
Why?
Yeah, they weren't good when they were there in the first place. I would like those two spots to be maybe like either a Victoria and somebody or like the iconic duo or something.
See, okay, let's go over the ground rules for the Rumble, right? You get your face off with the someone you haven't feuded with in a long time. You get your finisher in. That's one. You get your finisher in. If you are a spectacle, like you get that crazy interest and everybody wants to see you and all that other stuff. Like maybe you clear the ring, maybe you hit your finisher on 4 or 5 people, right? But if you don't have anything, you just come in there and start brawling, right? You hit clothesline on somebody and then yell. Yeah. I think Tori came in and did her her face plant thing, but after that she was just complete garbage.
Yeah, and Kelly didn't even hit the flying head scissors right. Like she didn't have her legs wrapped around Michelle's.
Nah, Michelle had to. Yeah, Michelle had to grab. Yeah, that was. Oh, gosh.
And then there's a part where, like, I think it's Jacqueline and Natalia are trying to get Kelly over the rope, and it's look like they're giving everything they have just to lift her up. Like she wasn't giving them nothing.
Yeah, and Kelly, it was funny to see because Natty and Jack. I don't want to say Jazz. So, first of all, why wasn't Jazz in this thing?
Cool.
But Natty and Jacqueline are so short, and Kelly was so Kelly was so freaking tall. Just it was a cluster. It was a super cluster. And they went to that. The camera was panned on that for like 3 minutes. It was crazy.
And Kelly, she wouldn't even take off her little coat, jacket, whatever thing that was she was wearing.
Nice. They shouldn't have been in it. If there were omissions, it was much like Cesaro, Sheamus, and Seth. They should have gotten rid of those two chicks. But that was the one thing I didn't understand about Raw 25, man. Now it makes sense now because it makes sense now. That's terrible to say. It makes sense now because we saw them come out and wave to the crowd, and that's it, right?
Right.
But we get to see them in the Rumble, so that wasn't that bad. But you could have put Jazz in there, man. Like you could have put Jazz in there. You could have
Victoria.
I thought we was gonna get Lay Cool. I thought we were gonna get Layla, Jazz, Victoria. I was waiting. Once Nia Jax, I think she cleared the house or whatever, or just took people out. I was waiting for Karma, right? I was waiting for Karma. Like you had a lot of nostalgia in this.
Yes.
I guess there were a lot of 16-year-old boys back in the day that had Kelly and Tori Wilson posters. I guess I don't know, bro, but I guess that's why they were in this thing. But when you think of women that were so undeserving to be in this, they were at the top of the list.
Yeah, they were probably the two worst in the match.
Yeah,
especially the Legends.
Yeah, it was pretty bad when they were in there.
Tamina come out in some kind of all white outfit, and it looked terrible.
Okay, so first of all, you said it right before I got to. Why was she dressed like the Marshmallow Puff man from Ghostbusters or whatever? Milk, like blue and milk don't mix. And Tamina's no thin chick either. So yeah, I don't know what the heck that was, man. I don't know.
Yeah, there were some really bad fashion choices on the show between her and Seth Rollins' pants and Dolph Ziggler's pants.
Why was he in red? Why was he ripping off Razor Ramon's or Booker T's Harlem Heat? What was that? I don't know what that was. Like
he's burning it down.
The burning it down thing, and I get the whole burning it down thing, but I didn't buy the video game yet, so I don't get the burning it down. Jeez, I said I was gonna get that game over the New Year too. I still haven't got it.
And I've watched the men's Rumble match twice, and could you tell me what in the world that is that Dolph Ziggler's got on his tights?
Nah, I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I was so when he came out at number 30, I was like, this can only end bad. This can only end bad. Like I didn't even want to look at the screen because I was like, this can only end bad. And he wasn't even on Tuesday night, right?
No.
Yeah,
that didn't make no sense to bring him back then.
Nah, it made no sense at all. Okay, so let's get to the real subject at hand. Asuka wins it.
Getting to come out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was surprised she has a voice left.
Mm-hmm.
That was your comedic portion of the Rumble. That was cool.
And her son-in-law was in the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, definitely. But of course Asuka wins it. Who were the last couple of chicks?
It was Sasha, the Bellas, and Trish and Asuka.
Yo, after watching Total Divas, I can't get over the Bella Chins. I can't stop thinking about that now. The Bellas went to heel Bella mode, and after watching Total Divas, I was thinking to myself, well, okay, well, this is what they were talking with Nia with all those episodes or whatever. Right. But it was a good way to see them back. Nikki's breasts are way bigger than Bree's, even though if Bree had some work done. But yeah, it was good to see Asuka win. It was very good to see Asuka win.
Yep. And another thing we should talk about is it looks like Sasha Banks turned heel in the middle of the match.
Yeah, that was the thing that I didn't know if they were going that way on Raw, right? At a certain point, like, okay, let's be honest here, man. We're thinking Ronda is going to be in the Royal Rumble match, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking Sasha, Becky, and Bayley are going to be the somehow part of the ending of the match, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Shayna's going to be out there. I'm thinking Ronda's going to be out there, right? That's what I'm thinking is, and then somehow Asuka, right? When that didn't happen, like you just saw Sasha become the star for most of the match.
Yeah.
And so you really felt for her when she got pushed over. But yeah, she was, after Asuka was in it and Asuka was clearly the fan favorite, she still was taking up some of the spotlight with being another big star and just in a heel fashion. So, and she was getting a rise out of the crowd. So that's what really made more sense. And I mean, she did the same thing on Monday night, right? She did the same thing.
Yep. Yeah, I never knew I wanted a Sasha and Trish match until their interaction. I want to see that match.
Trish looked phenomenal. It just goes to show you, man, that even at that short frame, that short stature, you can make an impact, man. So let me ask you this, man. With a lot of the females that came back just for this Raw moment or this Rumble moment, do you think there's a future for Trish just to job out, or like a future for Michelle McCool, or like a future for Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, what I've read about Rey is they were wanting him to do full-time, but he was wanting a part-time schedule, so they couldn't really come to a deal.
Okay.
Trish, I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, we might see her off and on, but I doubt it'll be anything, too serious of a deal. And the rest of them, no, I doubt they'll be back.
Because coming out of this, just from appearance wise, and I mean Trish, I don't know what the hell Trish had on, but so you couldn't tell what her body type really looked like. Molly Holly looked like Molly Holly did back then.
Yeah, she looks like she has lost a little bit of weight though. She don't look like it,
Right. Michelle McCool just looked freaking tall. She
tall and lanky.
Tall and lanky. She just looked taller than all those chicks. But I mean, if you could see anyone coming back, you would see Beth Phoenix, Michelle McCool, and Trish. Not sure what you could do as far as a Mania, but the door's still open, with what you can do with some of the Raw females on the Mania card.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we had a Sasha eliminating Bayley, and they never even mentioned that on Raw Monday. Poor Bayley.
Yeah, it's just you say that like Sasha eliminated Bayley, but Sasha just eliminated Bayley. That's just.
Well, I mean, they played up the whole her and Sasha friends, and we keep thinking we're going to get that feud on the main roster, but it's never going to happen.
it's never gonna be what it was in NXT Brooklyn.
No.
So I think they're just gonna drop that whole thing until Sasha turns heel, and then we get the real feelings out.
Yeah.
So overall, man, I think the show ended around 11 o'clock, maybe. Oh, sorry, damn, we're forgetting the biggest part. So Asuka wins this thing. For some reason, they do interviews right after matches now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Alexa,
like that,
yes, it's okay. Alexa and Charlotte come in the ring, and I guess Asuka is supposed to make her choice right then and there.
Right.
But then, and Trent, I don't know if you paid attention to this. The camera pans first you hear music, then you hear people going stupid nuts, and then the camera pans to the big screen, and all you see is Rousey. You don't even see Ronda Rousey. It's just Rousey. And she obviously picks up the jacket that was in the prop trunk.
No, that's Piper's actual jacket.
Okay, well, no. I figured it was either his jacket or a prop jacket. So wearing a jacket of a dead guy, you gotta show and prove. Listen, the moment was the moment. So it didn't matter what it looked like. But, when we see moments like that in WWE, they often come off a little lame and awkward. And this was awkward as hell. So what did you think about the Rousey whole entrance and just Rousey up appearing on WWE television?
I enjoyed it. The thing I liked about it most is it left a whole lot of open doors for the entire women's division in WWE, because you had to figure out what Ronda's going to do and what Asuka's going to do, and then once they figure out what they're going to do, you had to look at the rest of the women, what they're going to do for Mania. So it left a whole lot of bunch of open doors. And then does she go for a title, or does she go after Stephanie, because there's still that thing looming around?
I'm in disagreement only because if she would have came out on Monday night, I think I would have been on board with it. Obviously, Sunday she sold tickets. Let's just be freaking honest about that. She got people into the building waiting to see her, and that's all she had to do. That's all she was meant to do. But now you're in this little bubble. Yeah, we got the Elimination Chamber coming up, so Asuka really doesn't have to do much. She can wait to see who's champion then. But man, it just puts the women's division on the back burner again, because now you're waiting for Ronda Rousey, who it's been speculated or reported that she has signed the deal, but no one knows the details of it. It's and everyone's saying it's a full-time deal. BS. So you don't really know what you're gonna get, and we got at least 9 or 10 weeks before Mania to see what's gonna happen. I don't see Ronda's in a singles match. I just don't see it. Yeah. I still think we're gonna get some incarnation of the 4 horsewomen. Charlotte versus Ronda with Sasha and Bayley and Becky outside the ring, and Shayna Baszler. Some lumberjack match or something like that. Maybe a tag match, but then Asuka gets slighted. And maybe I'm just throwing things at the wall and hoping that they stick. But obviously, we were going to the angle of Paige and Asuka. Maybe Paige defeats Asuka. But Asuka has to lose at Mania. I don't think Asuka wins it at Mania. But we're left waiting. We're left in a bubble trying to figure out what the heck Ronda Rousey's gonna do, and I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan of it.
Yeah. So a lot of people have been saying it's either gonna be her and Charlotte, or it's gonna be her and The Rock against Triple H and Stephanie, which they built up a few years ago. But I wonder what you thought about this idea. What would you think about her being in the chamber, winning the title, and then having her against Asuka at Mania?
I'm not against it. What I'm looking at is, okay, 2 things. They're not gonna do that. Goldberg didn't win it in the Elimination Chamber. Goldberg didn't win it in the Elimination. She could be in it. She could definitely be in the Elimination Chamber. I will give you that. She could be in it, but she's not gonna win it. No.
Well, if she's in it, she has to win it. So either she's in it and wins it, or she's not in it. I think.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Goldberg didn't win it when he was in it. Goldberg
Yeah, but
was in there.
that was Triple H throwing his political power around.
But that's the same. But that's the same thing as Alexa and Nia being the last ones and be like, you know, her establishing that she's a super heel and saying, hey, you're not worthy of this title and all this other stuff and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like if Ronda, because that's the thing, man. They keep saying she's full time. BS. Ronda's not gonna be on Raw every Monday, dude. So you need somebody that can talk. And Ronda versus Asuka is not going to do it because Asuka can't talk. So
Can
it
Ronda
has.
talk? I've heard back and forth whether she's good at talking or not.
Ronda, when because she won a lot of pay-per-views, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was normal UFC cliche when you win, right? Even when she lost, she did promo, but she's definitely had promo. At this point, dude, Ronda is solidified. You know, she could suck on a promo, but it's Ronda Rousey, so you know she really fights, and she doesn't fake fight. But I mean, what I mean is going into WrestleMania, you're doing press conferences, you're doing all this other stuff. Asuka may be heavy over with the Asian community and the Asian press, but Ronda Rousey is the one that's going to be talking. So it makes sense if it's Ric Flair's daughter versus Ronda Rousey. It like that stuff makes sense. Ronda versus Asuka is not gonna sell tickets, man. I mean, it might have everybody in New Orleans, you know, as Asian, but it's not gonna sell any tickets due to word of mouth and hearing promos and all the other stuff or whatever. So it has to be Charlotte and Ronda, just because that's what's gonna.
And then you would do Asuka and Alexa.
You probably do Asuka, Sasha, and Alexa. Like you're not gonna, man. You just don't want to dismiss that, dude. Like you know, that's just it sucks. But when Rousey came out there, she overshadowed Asuka. Period. Point blank. Like nobody cared that Asuka just won this thing. Everybody was focused on Ronda Rousey. And that's the way it should be. That's why I wish she was in the actual match. So it doesn't matter what Asuka does at Mania. If it's a singles match, she loses. If it's a triple threat, she wins.
Yeah. With the star power that Ronda Rousey brings, do you think that's enough to get whatever match she is in to be the main event of the show of WrestleMania?
Here again, we're going with the whole who you know is rightfully deserving of main eventing the show. You know, Shinsuke and AJ is worthy of main eventing the show, but where are you going after Mania? You know, what Shinsuke and AJ don't work on Monday, right? So it has to be a Raw guy. Braun and Brock. If Braun wins it, hell yeah, like that should main event. Damn, Charlotte's on Tuesday night, didn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I don't say it does. I don't say it does.
I think if they go with the if they decided if somehow they can get the Rock and they do Ronda and Rock against Triple H Stephanie, I think that main events.
Who cares about that though, Trent? Like I don't know why that, like, does that still ruffle people's feathers?
I don't mind really, but you know that's something that they would want to do. Vince
like,
would want to do.
But to main event the show?
Yeah, between the star power of Ronda and the star power of The Rock.
Okay, so let's do this. Because this is easy. This is really easy. What? Okay, you get The Rock and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie. Okay, Triple H orders Braun Strowman to, you know, destroy Kurt Angle and all the other stuff. Why is that deserving of main event being the last match? That's what we were talking about, right?
Right.
Why does that deserve being the last match, though?
Because I'm not saying it deserves it, that I think it deserves it. I think Vince is going to want that star power in that public press. And I think
I hear you.
You know, he's going to get the press of that, and then he's going to get the press of Ronda. You know, a woman was in the main event of WrestleMania, and, you know, his daughter was in the main event of WrestleMania.
Well, this is listen.
I absolutely don't think it deserves it, but I could see Vince wanting it to happen.
This is the only time that you could do it. This is the perfect time for you to do it. I think if it's Charlotte and Ronda, I think that would just be easier to sell. And listen, we don't know what the last match is going to be. We won't know until that day, right? We will not know until that day.
Right. After watching 6 hours of wrestling prior to
that. Right. Like, and it's been like that for the past 3 years. I think we didn't know what the last match was going to be, with the brand splits and just having different feuds and just different circumstances, right? The Undertaker retired last year. So
and that's another thing that could main event. They're talking about, there's rumors of Taker and Cena.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, man. I can't say for sure what deserves to be the last match. And even if we do come up with that, 2 or 3 weeks before, they could still, sweep the rug from under our legs and say, hey, Cena and the Undertaker is going to be the last match. They might not even have a last match, right? Like, they could do something crazy with Charlotte and Ronda, and then the Rock comes out of nowhere, and just a whole bunch of craziness, right? Like, they could just do that. Charlotte and Asuka might be the last match, and Ronda's the guest referee, because we haven't even thought about that, right? Ronda could be the guest referee, and that could be your last match, with Ronda holding Asuka's hand and saying, I want a piece of, blah blah blah. So we don't know, man, but it'll be interesting to see where we go week in, week out. Once we find out more details on Ronda's contract, that'll kind of clue us into, okay, this chick is a part-timer, she's only gonna be here for the big fours, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool if they did Ronda and Charlotte, and then somehow that sets up a future horsewomen versus horsewomen match.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to see, man. I mean, like, even if you don't get the true 4 horsewomen, get some chicks from the NYC, that Martinez chick and Shayna do a 3-on-3 or something like that. That should be pretty cool, man. I would like that.
Yep.
So overall, out of the 17 hours of Royal Rumble coverage, grades, what did you think, man?
I thought it was a great show. I gave it an A+.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just from those last 4 matches, that was a pay-per-view to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't need anything other than those last 4 matches. And I didn't need a tag match, let's be honest. But, just those 4, because I think the men's Rumble had to go an hour.
Yeah.
So, that was an hour in itself, and the women closing the show was a nice touch. Obviously, with Rousey coming at the end made it even better.
Yep. And the good thing about the women's Rumble, I'm guessing it's going to happen every year now, is even though we didn't get the people that we wanted to see make a return in this one, there's always next year.
Yeah, that's the thing I want to get to. I doubt they're doing it next year. Not that this wasn't a success. Not that this was not a success. I don't see them doing it next year, because I don't think you have enough chicks. I don't think you got enough chicks. Like, next year, what are you gonna bring in? Jazz and AJ Lee? Like, obviously people are gonna see the success from this and say, well, hey man, I was thinking I could come back at the Royal Rumble next year, and I just don't see him doing it next year, dude. Maybe that's just me. I see him doing it, in 2020, but not in 2019.
All right.
That's just me. Just me.
So every other year.
Every other year. That's what I see. But that's just me. And I've been wrong before. I'm right 7 out of 10 times. Let's be honest.
But I'm right 9 out of 10. So
9 out of 10. There you go. All right, dude. Yeah. So let's move on to let's not even move on to Raw yet. Right. Let's go over to Japan. So listen, you text me and you said, hey, need you to check out the New Japan show. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I will if you don't reply to this text and tell me that you're watching it in 2 days. So obviously, well, not obviously, dude, because I didn't even know what the big deal about the pay-per-view was and anything like that. But we got Jay White versus Kenny Omega, with Hangman Page just waiting in the background for the winner. All 3 of them just look the same. It just look the same. White guys with long stringy hair. They look the same to me.
Right.
But Jay White beats Kenny Omega with Sister Abigail, right?
I think so. I actually haven't even watched the match yet, but I read about the angle and I thought you might want to watch it. I still got to watch it.
Okay.
And the match between the Bucks and Roppongi 3K, people saying really good.
Okay, so I'm going to spoil everything for you, but
well, I know about it. I just ain't actually watched it.
Okay, so Jay White beats him with the second Sister Abigail out of freaking nowhere. And it's a shocker. Like it's a freaking shocker. The announcers are going crazy. No one believes it. It just happened and whatever. Hangman Page comes out there, basically trying to figure out what the hell is going on because he was really interested in facing Kenny Omega for the title. And Kenny's like, nah, Jay deserved it. He beat me and he gives him the belt. Jay White leaves. Damn near everybody from the Bullet Club, except any Samoans, come out. all the white guys from the Bullet Club come out. Let me just say that. Like they're first they're checking on Kenny because it's like, damn, son, like you just lost. But then Cody comes out there and like, dude, you lost, you let us down. How are you gonna be a leader if you didn't win? One of the Young Bucks is out there, and then I guess one gets injured during the show, and like I don't know, out of nowhere, Kenny just like shoves him, not really recognizing who he is. And that just sets everybody off like, oh, well, this guy's lost it and everything like that. And Cody and him were kind of pushing back and forth, as they always have, having a big pissing contest as to who the real leader is. But, Cody's like, hey, are we good? He's like, yeah, we're good. And he opens the rope for him and then, gives him his finisher. So that's where we are. I wanted to ask you because you know more about New Japan than I do. Is this the angle that they do to really like solidify the new leader? Like when they kick somebody out?
I think so. I think they did that to AJ before Omega took over.
Okay. Now the one thing I'm still a little bit confused about, and I always have been, the whole, like, yes, there is a Bullet Club, but everybody's doing their own thing. Like everybody is branding themselves their own way. And the Elite seem like totally removed from the, 17 people that are in the Bullet Club. Obviously 17 is my favorite number if you didn't know. but so the Young Bucks had already left when Cody like everybody had already left when Cody turned on them. I don't know if Kenny stays with the Elite. Like I don't know what that means anymore, man.
Right.
I don't know.
And another thing you didn't mention was Kota Ibushi, who Omega has a lot of history with, came down to make the save, and they hugged after Ibushi ran off with Cody. So they're be interesting to see where those two go too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna buy that Kamigoye shirt. I love that shirt. I gotta get that shirt. Yeah, that was a little that's what I'm saying. I don't know where this is going, and I don't know if they've really expounded upon it since then. But we'll see what the Bullet Club future holds. I don't know who's the leader anymore. Or if Kenny and Cody are obviously gonna fight for ownership, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Yo, but dude, on the show,
like the Tonga and Battle of Fale not even involved in this.
Yeah, no. Oh man, but dude, everyone was stunned when Kenny lost. Okada was there with his mouth open, like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
And I guess that's what you want. I mean, Kenny's reign had to end at a certain point. But is the U.S. title only for white guys? That's what I'm asking. Is that how we're doing this thing? But no, it was a twist to the show.
Speaking of Cody, I'm watching his wife right now on Wags Atlanta.
Oh my gosh. You got that on.
Yeah,
welcome to the show, Trent. Welcome to the show, Trent. Yeah, so with that said, can we move on back to stateside?
Yeah, also on the first day of the New Beginning in Sapporo, we had Hiroshi Tanahashi losing his Intercontinental title to Minoru Suzuki.
Now I saw that match. That was when he like injured his leg, right? Or like made him submit. Well, I don't think he made him submit. Red Shoes just kind of called the match or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool. Because I saw the blurb like, oh, he's injured and he's out for a couple weeks or months or whatever. But yeah, we'll see.
Right.
Overall, it was a good show though, man. It was a very good show.
Yeah.
Okay. As we creep closer to our reality news, so on Raw, what can we really say about Raw?
We had Braun going crazy and lifting the announce table or the announce platform on Kane.
Yeah, and that's how you start the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you freaking start the show.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see the paramedics here in Philadelphia were a whole lot better to Kane than the ones in Memphis a couple of weeks ago. Because when Braun pulled the whole lighting structure thing down, they didn't even check on him. These people at least checked on Kane.
I just like how they set it up, man. I mean, Kane's trying to figure out where he needs to to lay, not to get squashed. It's just funny. It's just funny. Braun picked the announce table up, quicker than he did the semi truck. It's just, I don't know. It's Braun Strowman, man. Like they're doing strong man stuff, so it's cool. I like it. I think they're going a little bit overboard, but keep going overboard, man. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Like the next thing that's gonna happen is Kane's gonna be they're gonna have an empty arena match, and Braun's gonna implode the whole building with his foot.
Yeah, or he's gonna lift it up on one side.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. With that said, man, I don't really have a lot for. I have nothing for SmackDown, but I don't really have a lot for Raw. What do you got for Raw?
So we had Coach. He's replacing Booker T on commentary.
Yeah, I don't know if that came out of nowhere. If that was kind of, I don't know. Like that was a little.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. Pretty funny that he starts the same time as Ronda comes in.
I don't know if there's a coincidence there, or if it was the Royal Rumble like the reset button. I don't know. I mean, like you had Rockstar on 205 Live, and they're basically redoing the entire Cruiserweight Classic again.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, everything has a brand new coat of paint on it since Ronda's there now, so it's a brand new year. Maybe the calendar year starts in. There it is. There you go. But on
what do you think about the new cell phone promos they're doing with like the little graphic letter things coming up? I think it's kind of stupid. Not the cell phone part, but just the letters.
It looks a little cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a little cheap, but that's what people look at nowadays. They don't look at a laptop screen. They don't even look at a TV screen. They look at their phones. So that matches what you see on your phones. I played Madden all my life, and it was freaking awesome when the TV replicated what was in the game and not the other way around. So it looks cheesy, but they're doing all the stuff on selfie sticks and FaceTime Lives and all the other stuff. So those are the graphics that you get.
Hey, what was even more cheesy than those was during the Usos promo on Tuesday when we had a cell door that kept locking.
Kraft mac and cheese. That's what I call that. That was that was terrible. That was terrible, but I mean, they could have got away with it with just doing the sound.
Yeah,
that was awful. That was awful. But I mean, that's where they're going now, right? Like,
so are we eventually going to have where there's no like announcers or some stuff, like no like interview people?
No, and it's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, they got rid of Talking Smack, but Renee's really doing Talking Smack anyway. Within the little interviews there. So like that was a cool addition. But no, I mean, like you don't get the green screen in the background,
right?
And having a face or heel just deliver some strange promo. It makes it look more natural. That you see them in the backstage area with a clouded gray over the video and not some obviously you could tell that it's some kind of production for their promo. It just makes it look authentic, man. And that's the way people want to see it. It makes it seem like they just did that,
Yep. Let's see what else. The Dudleys are going in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Elias defeated Matt Hardy to qualify for the Chamber, and John Cena defeated Finn Balor to qualify for the Chamber, and Sasha Banks almost killed herself on a dive to the outside.
Terrible. I mean, I'm watching this thing, and I'm trying to figure.
Good match, but
no. But it's even when they were doing the Sasha and Charlotte things, very good matches. But Sasha tried to kill herself at least twice in those matches every single time. The kick would have been good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if she didn't slow herself down, but it looked bad. It looked really bad.
And then she knees, like she comes off the top with her double knees, and instead of both knees hitting Asuka in the shoulders, hit her right in the face.
Well, no, it didn't hit her in the face, but her head did bounce off the canvas. So yeah, because I thought she like almost drop kicked her with her knees, but like she didn't land flush. It just that. Do you know that WWE had the nerve to say that was an instant classic? Yeah.
It was good, but
it was a good match. It went classic status. But yeah, so you got the Asuka Sasha match. The John Cena Finn Balor match was crowd participation the entire way.
And John Cena was making weird faces and was acting very strange.
Yeah, but I literally I watched the match and then I listened to the match. Like I watched it twice, but I listened to it and it was funny. It was crazy. But that's what you want. He elicits a response, right? So that's what you definitely want. And then so you have Finn and the Woken thing is dead. They need to give that up.
Yeah.
It's over with. It's all the promises and dreams that we had. It's over with, man.
I will say there's one more small chance that they could do something because they just hired Jeremy Borash, who was the guy that done the videos for the broken Matt Hardy stuff. So I'm hoping that's why they hired him.
I saw that as a trending topic. Lord knows WWE doesn't need a new announcer or commentator or interviewer.
No.
If they did, good luck. But this Woken thing is just it's dead. It's over. There's just so much more going on right now for that to be a highlight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we skip over to SmackDown real quick. So it looks like the next challengers for the Usos are going to be the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
Rusev will be facing Bobby Roode next week for the U.S. title.
Nicely done.
Carmella attempts to cash in her briefcase, but it goes all wrong.
Yeah, I was wondering why nobody helped Charlotte get beat down when she was getting beat down by the Riot Squad, but that did make sense. Go ahead.
Owens and Zayn will fight each other next week, and the winner will face AJ at Fastlane.
I think it's a draw, but go ahead.
Yeah, I smell like a finger poke of doom thing or something.
Yeah.
So how long do you think? 2 or 3 weeks that this whole SmackDown top 10 list thing that Daniel Bryan's talking about lasts?
First of all, they stole top 10 from us. But I don't know, man. It'll be done by Mania. Let's put it that way. It's gonna add some intrigue because you'll get a match where the number one superstar or the number one somebody in the top 10 faces, it's basically like a ranking system.
Right.
That they can kind of build off of and make matches that they could have made now, but they want some extra little gimmick to the match. So I think it's cool. It'll be a cool feature. It'll just give you something different to talk about when you're watching the show, and it'll seem organic when it's probably not. So good luck to him, man. Good luck to him.
Yeah. And that was pretty much all of SmackDown. There was a lot of dissension between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but I don't think that'll go nowhere.
Okay, let's move over to reality news, man.
One more thing.
Oh, that.
Did you watch Mixed Match Challenge this week?
No, I'm not watching that no more. I watched
You missed Braun and Alexa.
Yes, I did, and I'm confident in saying I'm never going to watch that again. I watched, what was the first one? Sasha and Natalya.
Sasha and Finn against Natalya and Nakamura.
Okay, yeah, I'm not against it. I know what they're doing. Like Facebook, and I don't know if you've noticed this, Trent, but Facebook is obviously it's another channel, right? Like the Facebook Watch thing. You got a lot of stuff on Facebook Watch, man. So that's a new Netflix. That's another Hulu. That's that's just a streaming channel. That's another YouTube TV. I'm just not gonna fall for it, and it's not that I won't fall for it, but it's Facebook Watch. Like if it doesn't expire, I can go out and watch it 3 weeks from now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'll
go watch this match. It was hilarious. It was good.
It was hilarious.
It was it was funny for me just because I love Alexa and Braun, but Oh, and there was an after match promo where I forgot what it is. It's on WWE.com, I think, or on their YouTube page. You have to go watch the post-match promo between these two. It was really funny.
Okay. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I'll check it out, but I'll check it out when I have time because it's I don't know.
I'll be honest.
I still don't
watching it. It's cause of that team. If those two weren't paired together, I doubt I'd be watching it.
I still don't figure out. I can't figure out how they're doing the mixed match challenge and 205 live at the same damn time.
I know.
That's something that's just boggling my mind. And I know that it's not the mixed match challenge isn't live, right?
Huh?
It can't be.
It's live.
Right? Huh?
It's live.
Trent, it can't be.
Why?
205 live is live.
Yeah, but they pushed 205 live back.
To what?
20, 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
So SmackDown comes on 8 to 10.
Right.
On the WWE network. What time does 205 live start? 10:30?
About 10:30, 10:20, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this match challenge ain't that long, really.
No, it's really just one freaking match. Okay, no, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. So you're at the arena for a long time then.
It's about 3 hours.
205 live is 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I see what you're saying. So you still get 3 hours. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's just that's a lot of set changes. Let's just say that. That's a lot. But yeah, I'll have to check out Mixed Match Challenge, man. I still don't know where they're going with this thing. And Asuka hasn't been beat, so we'll see.
Right. There was this hilarious video with Braun and Alexa where they were supposed to be training. And Braun gives Alexa this t-shirt that's actually his size and it looks like a dress on her. And he brings her over and he's like, now, I'm going to get you to train. This ain't going to be, as heavy as like an ambulance or a tractor trailer, but I'm gonna see if you can lift this car. And he says, now I want you to lift with your knees. And she keeps trying. She's like, no, I got a better idea. I mean, it don't sound that funny, but just watching their facial expressions and stuff together is pretty funny.
So you get the interaction between them and not just a match?
Yeah, they post like little videos of like them during the week and stuff.
Okay. But do they show any of that on the Mixed Match Challenge show?
Sometimes they do, I think. Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's like a 30-second video.
Gotcha. So Sasha's team, Asuka's team, and Alexa's team have won so far, right?
Right. And next week we will be having Goldust and his new partner because Alicia Fox is injured, Mandy Rose, Golden Rose, against Jimmy Uso and Naomi.
Goldust wins. Goldust wins.
I don't know. I think Jimmy and them win. Mandy takes the fall.
You gotta have some kind of heel heat on this thing, man.
Well, that's true, I guess.
Something. I would love to see the golden booty. We can say that on the show, but gotta do something.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to.
We're finally done with wrestling.
It's a lot of stuff, dude. That was a lot. It's a freaking lot of wrestling.
We didn't even cover the great match that TJP and Tyler Bate had on 205 Live.
Stop. Why is Roddy Strong on 205 Live?
Because he's a cruiserweight.
Stop.
He probably weighs about that much.
Okay, it's not. Trent, I weigh 210. Like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, let's we gotta stop talking about wrestling. We gotta stop talking about wrestling. Let us know what's going on let's start with Celebrity Big Brother. Let's do that first.
Yeah, so Celebrity Big Brother is only 1 week away, and at the Grammy Awards Sunday, they announced the cast in like commercials. Okay. And our cast is the following: Ariadna Gutierrez, who is Miss Colombia and was almost Miss Universe thanks to Steve Harvey.
Nice.
Brandy Glanville from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Former MMA fighter Chuck Liddell.
Really?
James Maslow. I don't know who he is. Rudy from the Cosby Show. Keisha Knight Pulliam's going to be on there.
She's a cokehead. Go ahead.
Marissa Jarrett Winokur. She's some kind of Broadway and Tony Award.
No. Say it again. Marissa
Jarrett Winokur.
Damn, Trent. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mark McGrath, which is the former singer of Sugar Ray.
Right.
Meta World Peace, aka Ron Artest.
Nice.
Omarosa, Ross Matthews, who's a TV host, and from American Pie fame, Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. She was on the first one, right?
Yeah, she was the foreign girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah. I have to Google her tonight. So yeah, they're gonna be in this mansion in LA.
Yeah. And this is only going to last like 2 weeks. It won't be long at all. They'll be like on every day and like just pumping out stuff every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there a show for it?
Yeah. It's going to be on like pretty much like 4 nights a week.
30 minutes a day?
I think it's like an hour for like all but one day and 1 hour. And one day is like 2 hours. I think like the Friday episodes will be 2 hours and the other days will be 1 hour. I don't know. It's got the schedule, but it's kind of confusing.
Oh, this is cool then. Like I thought it would go over, 10 weeks or something like that. But yeah, if they're doing something every single day, that's cool, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they couldn't have the celebrities there that long. They got other stuff to do. These D-list, E-list celebrities, they have a very busy life.
They have a very busy life, man. When you're a D-list celebrity, it's so much stuff that you got to do.
Yep.
Oh man, that's crazy. Wow, I'm rooting for Chuck Liddell or Shannon Elizabeth, who I will be googling later.
Yeah. I think that's probably who I'll vote or who I'll be cheering for. No love for the athlete since you're the sports fan.
Nah, well, it's in LA. Ron Artest is a LA figure, but I mean it's for show. So I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think Shannon Elizabeth's actually a big fan of the show.
Cool.
Yeah,
that could work in her favor.
I mention that Keisha Knight Pulliam is also known from House of Pain.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. Yeah, Keisha Knight Pulliam is Rudy. Okay, yeah. And Keisha Knight Pulliam has a coke addiction, and Keisha Knight Pulliam was on I guess I don't think it is, but was on House of Pain. But she's freaking Rudy. I see it like
the Pains.
Oh damn, that show is still going on?
Well, they quit it for a while and then they brought it back.
Right. Wow.
Within like the last 3 weeks or so.
You watched that show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard it.
I might need my black card revoked then if you're watching the show. Damn. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. This is TBS or like CW, WB?
This is on the Oprah network.
Oh yeah, I do have my black card revoked. Nicely done. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, that'll be.
They were bringing it back. I was flipping through the channels and seeing it was on. I was like, "Hey, the Paints are back. I check this out."
Yeah, that was my show. That was my show. I really like that show.
What's her name? Jasmine. I didn't even realize that was her at first. I thought they'd got another girl to play her, but it was her. She looks a little bit different than I remember.
Who was Jasmine? The little girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now she's grown up.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. Yeah. Since I have the own network, but I gotta find it.
They also brought in for this version of it. They brought in Jackie Harry.
Oh, I gotta check this out, man. I gotta see what the hell is going on with this show. I can't believe it's. I didn't know it was back on. I did not know it was back on. Seems like the cast has been rearranged a little bit, but yeah, I'll have to check that out, man, because that was a real highlight of my TV watching. And if it's on the Oprah network, hopefully she's not just gonna drag us through the mud, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think it's on like Fridays or Saturdays at 9.
Well, I'm not gonna watch it live.
Yeah.
I'll check it out on my resources, but yeah, I don't. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know when stuff comes on anymore because I'm not watching anything live, dude. I'll check it out tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm known around everybody I know as the human TV guide. Like my mama, she calls me. She's like, "What's on TV tonight?" And I said, "I don't know." She said, "Well, you're supposed to know. You're the TV guy."
But no, dude, I used to keep up. Oh my gosh, Trent. See, back in the day, dude, they used to have a TV guide, not the TV guide, but the one that got mailed to you back when we had 50 something channels, 70 channels. That's what you would look at. Like you would look at that, right? You would. Yeah. It would tell you stuff that was on at 3:00 in the morning and all the channels that went off air. Like you had that for the week.
Like we didn't have cable for the longest time, so we would get those TV guides, and I'd look at the cable channels and see the stuff that was on. I was like, "Oh man, I'm on cable so bad. This show looks interesting."
Right. Now you got 742 channels. You don't like. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't keep up with what's on channel 495 because I was looking at 212 NFL Network. Right. But I mean, like that's just what it is now, man. Like like you have so many companies that own different channels. You don't know like what's new and what's not, right? So Like I said, if it's something that's worthwhile, I definitely appreciate when people tell me about it, and I'll check it out. I will definitely find it.
All right. So I guess our final thing is to talk about Amazing Race.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's get into it.
I'm guessing you didn't watch tonight, right?
No, I didn't get to watch tonight. I was doing some other things.
Yeah, so I lost somebody. I lost the team tonight.
Okay.
It was the violinists, the gay guy.
Yeah.
So we are tied at 3 teams each.
I'm bringing this home, man. I'm bringing this home. What are our 3 teams?
You have Big Brother, Team Yell, and Team Firefighters.
I'm not gonna lose. Wait. I'm not going to lose. Go ahead.
And I have Team IndyCar, Team Extreme, and Team Lifeguard.
I
guess I should probably change Team Lifeguard to Team Newly Engaged.
Yeah, those are that's what it used to throw me off when you said Lifeguard. But okay, yeah.
And I was watching it tonight, and that girl, the lifeguard, the female, she's kind of growing on me. She's kind of curvy. I like her. She's
kind of curvy?
Sort of. Well, not kind of. She's definitely curvy.
Okay. All right. Hottest chick that was in the Royal Rumble. Go.
I don't know.
You don't know?
There, so I don't know.
Evil was not
Alexa
in there.
wasn't in it.
Alexa wasn't in it.
No.
Hottest chick in the Rumble.
Oh, I don't know. Tori Wilson still looks good to be her age.
What is Tori Wilson, like 50?
She's in her 40s, I think.
She's in her 40s? Okay. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I'm still going to Asuka.
Becky Lynch was my favorite before Alexa came along.
You have a beard with who?
Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey did look pretty good. I bet you Trent. I bet you Trish had those same back love handles if she took up. What the hell was she wearing? What the hell was Trish Stratus wearing?
Some weird stuff.
Yeah, that was different. Like the Sasha and Mickey had like Wonder Woman stuff on, I think. But you know, I was just thinking like Trent or Trish. I don't know what the hell she was wearing. Lita just looked out of shape, out of body. She looked like a bum.
Was up there for one of the hottest that was in the Rumble too.
Yeah, Liv weighs 30 pounds. So I'm not.
Former Miss Enzo Amore.
Whoa.
Well, they weren't married, but they were dating.
That's where she got all her Jordan from.
I wonder what she's thinking about the whole situation with him.
I wonder what Gabba Gulak is thinking.
Mm-hmm. Or Big Cass.
Like, you do realize they're done, right? Like, it's over. Like, Big Cass can't even come back.
Why can't he come back? He ain't got nothing to do with it.
Big Cass because he has nothing going. He has nothing What is Big Cass when he comes back? He can't do soft anymore. Like,
he didn't do that when he left.
That's what makes it even worse. But he was feuding with the guy that came out to doing that.
Right.
It like Enzo falling on hard times is screwing up everything. Yeah, you get a brand new cruiserweight tournament, which will probably see Rey Mysterio in it, hopefully. Gabba Gulak has to do something, but you go back to square one. Like, Ricochet can come in now easily, but I don't know if he's going to spend time in NXT. Like, all that stuff matters, and with Enzo gone, man, like, that stopped a lot of momentum for the cruiserweights, and now they're going back to square one. But you said you're going to start watching it, though, right?
At least until WrestleMania, because we might get some good matches out of this tournament.
Because of the tournament, yeah. Because it's going to turn into the CWC, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the participants.
Yeah, it's just, and with the mixed match challenge, you're probably only going to get 2 matches, and those matches are going to be outstanding. So the formula is there, and they've always had the formula, but they wanted to make it like a 1-hour show, which just didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, with that said, Trent, I think we have exhausted everything there is to talk about in the world of professional wrestling. Listeners of the show, make sure you hit us up on social media. Definitely check out our Twitter page for the show, which is
TWF_podcast.
And if you are a curvy chick, if you wear outfits like Trish Stratus, and if you're hot like Caitlyn, make sure that you DM Trent. You can tweet Trent at
MTW3589.
And as always, make sure that you hit me up on Twitter at BangEm South. Definitely follow us on Twitter. Read everything that's going down in Trent's Twitter page. Let's be honest about that. Retweet, but make sure that you follow, like the stuff that we post. But hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/TWF podcast. That has all of the videos there. I'm getting a little slack with putting out videos, but I'm definitely going to put some more up. Plus, we got a couple more bonus episodes with our top 100. Those will be on Facebook. Subscribe. You can look at the videos, definitely get our views up, but make sure that you do subscribe. So, subscribe to our Facebook page, facebook.com/CWF podcast. And of course, YouTube. YouTube is the definite place to watch all of the videos, listen to the podcast. We got our playlists out there. We got our prediction shows. We got our reaction shows. We got everything crazy going on with TWF on YouTube at the Wrestling Fans Podcast. That is our YouTube channel. And make sure that you subscribe there too. Trent, plug your site.
My thoughts on prowrestling.blogspot.com. I have just posted right before the show started, before we recorded this show, my review for NXT TakeOver Philadelphia and the Royal Rumble.
Awesome. Nice, man. Trent, as always, man, it was a pleasure. I could not do this show without you, my friend. Our reactions to the craziness that went on this past week was epic. I mean, it was literally awesome. So I thank you, my friend. And I will talk to you later this week, and we'll wrap up our top 100.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
And I also I have to say that Carly Gray unfortunately did not win any of the AVN Awards. Nor did Kesha win her Grammys that she was nominated for.
That's how we end the show.